My question is in the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 5.
Luke 17?
Yes.
Luke 17, which
Verse
verse?
5.
Very well. Yes,
And it
sister, let me
says,
read.
And the apostles said to the Lord, Increase our faith. So the Lord said, If you have faith as a mustard seed, you can say to this mulberry tree, Be pulled up by the roots and be planted in the sea, and it would obey you. And which of you, having a servant, plowing or tending sheep, will say to him when he has come in from the field, Come at once and sit down to eat? But will he not rather say to him, Prepare something for my supper, and gird yourself, and serve me till I have eaten and drunk? And afterward you will eat and drink? Does he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded him? I think not. So likewise you, when you have done all those things which you are commanded, say, We are unprofitable servants. We have done what was our duty to do. Beloved sister, each time I read these verses, it draws my attention that the apostles asked the Lord to increase their faith. And the Lord Jesus Christ teaches them specifically about this in verse 6. However, in the verses 7 to 10, the response of the Lord emphasizes more in service than faith.
Yes, because the topic changes there. There, the topic changes. The topic about increasing our faith is only verses 5 and 6. So in 7, it's a different topic that the Lord is speaking of. Since these are compilations that these evangelists made, so they would compile everything that they heard, people, witnesses, everything that they had seen and heard, and they were writing it. That is why it doesn't follow a sequence. And so, apparently, it seems as though all 4 Gospels say the same things, but there are some differences. They don't follow the same sequence. Some Gospels have more details than others. That is what we see in the Gospels. So there we need to have the astuteness to be able to understand that here, where does the topic continue? No, the topic ended. It's only 2 verses that it talks about. So now I'm going to go look in a different place to be able to fill in that knowledge. But let us talk about faith.
So my question was if there was a connection between faith and service to God?
Oh, no. There, it's just the change of topic. So when they asked the Lord, increase our faith, he said if they had faith, referring to that they needed to believe in the Lord Jesus Christ as the Son of God, as the one sent from God. Since God himself, that is what the Lord wanted for them to believe in him. But since they were Jews, it was very difficult, right? Yet, the Lord chose them and helped them and trained them so that they would understand and believe. Yet, God also didn't automatically want for them to believe, but allowed them to have their will so that they would be able to make their own decision in believing or not believing in the Lord, to accept him or not, because that was the beautiful thing, that on their own, they believed in the Lord, because God can work a miracle and change someone's heart. He can move their heart. But what he wanted was for them to truly believe in the Lord as the humans that they were. And that is why he compared them and told them that they needed to be like that mustard seed that was so small, but it would grow and become a giant tree. And so that is what he was telling them. But when he talks about duty, he's referring to the fact that we, as servants of the Lord, must work and fulfill our duties with God. To work for God, but to not tell God, Lord, you see, I work so hard that I deserve for you to keep in mind this or to consider this or do this for me. No, that we may never feel that God needs to give us thanks for what we do for him, but that we may do all of this and say, I have not done anything for the Lord. I haven't done anything. I am a useless servant. I haven't fulfilled anything. I haven't obeyed him. I haven't fulfilled my duty. That we may always think this way, that we are lacking a lot to fulfill the duty that the Lord has ordered us to do, that we may feel this way, and that we may not be so demanding and say, no, I have been doing this all this time. He's going to give me a pension and I'm going to retire because I've been working for so long. As a joke, when I was in the church for 25 years, or the church has been around for 25 years after having been founded. And in my country, people would retire after 25 years of work. They would no longer work. So I said, I'm going to ask the Lord to allow me to retire because I've been working for 25 years this whole time here prophesying, and the Lord may help me retire so I can rest. But I think that the Lord heard my joke and said, yes, I'm going to allow her to retire, but multiplying her work first. So I realized that there is no retirement with the Lord, that the work continues and we need to do all of our work, but we are still useless servants because we have not done everything. We are lacking. We are lacking.
No.